My absolute pleasure.
So tell me more about Israel becoming the first country in the world to pump desalinated seawater back into the Sea of Galilee. Can you talk us through the technology behind it as well?
Yeah, this is a massive and critical project that Israel has been working on in part since the mid-90s. Firstly, in setting up its significant world-leading desalination plants, which Israel has a number along its coast, to help turn the salty water of the Mediterranean into drinkable and now usable water for agriculture. Israel, in fact, at this point, actually produces more than enough water for its citizens to drink and is now able to finally start putting water back into the Sea of Galilee, or the Kinneret, as we call it here in Israel. This project is, as you say, first of its kind in the world. No one has attempted to put desalinated water back into a freshwater lake. And Israel is leading the way from an ecological standpoint, from an energy standpoint, utilizing solar power and natural gas as a method to power the desalination plants effectively to put this water back and keep critical ecosystems, and as you mentioned there, history as well, alive. As you said, the Sea of Galilee is a critical place in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic heritage, obviously dating back to the days of Jesus and the miracles that he performed there of the Sea of Galilee, an incredibly important region for Israel and for many others around the world. So a really massive step, but not just in Israel, also for the potential use of this sort of technology in other places that are facing water shortages around the world.
You know, around the world, climate change really has caused a lot of things. I know that the United States president, who's an ally of Israel, does not really key into what climate change is all about. And it's so exciting to know that Israel is concerned about climate change and is doing this. I'd like you to go further, give us more insight into the kind of technology that's been deployed to achieve this. Asher.
Okay, so what Israel is doing is using its offshore, its on the coast rather, desalination plants, these massive scale desalination plants, the likes of which other countries certainly in the region do not have. And as we know, we're talking here about the Middle East, an area that consistently and chronically suffers severe water shortages, as we're seeing right now, for example, in Tehran, in Iran, a city of millions of people suffering severe water crises and drought. And here in Israel as well, by the way, it's big swings. Just a number of years ago, the Sea of Galilee was almost completely full. There was concerns of flooding, it was so full. But now, after one of the driest winters on record in Israel, driest winters in around 100 years, now we're seeing that the need for this sort of technology. So what's effectively being done is the water from the Mediterranean is being taken, the salt and other minerals are being stripped out of it, and so it is fresh, drinkable water that can be used either to drink by the people of Israel, or now through a reverse piping system that Israel has spent around $220 million building over the last several decades. They're able to take this water, transport it overland into the Sea of Galilee, which interestingly is also one of the lowest freshwater bodies in the world, sitting at about 215 meters below sea level. So it's a fascinating ecological region, and Israel is able to take the piping and pump 5,000 cubic meters of water into the Sea of Galilee, which should raise the Sea of Galilee over the course of a month. So that's 5,000 cubic meters of water per hour, I should say, should over the course of a month raise the Sea of Galilee by about half a meter each month, which is pretty staggering, really. Huge developments in terms of how much water they can put back into the Sea of Galilee.
We have to go in about a minute, but really, what's the global implication of this action by Israel?
Globally, this sets a new standard. What this shows is that water bodies that are being used up by farming, agriculture, or just general climate change developments can be recovered, that there is an opportunity for humans to take energy, to take water, to take power, and to change the entire system, and to sort of revitalize land, revitalize ecosystems, revitalize critical communities that may have relied on fishing, agriculture, whatever it may be. This is the first of its kind. It proves the case around the world that there is a future to restore these natural bodies of fresh water, hopeful for all countries that live in dry regions.
Ashad, I know we're talking about issues with the fact that there were allegations that Israel had gone ahead to really bring down some buildings in the Gaza part of it, which some have said is really violating the peace accord between it as well as Hamas. How do you respond to this? Is Israel going back to war? Is this still staying on the ceasefire? What is going on?
Look, a very different question you're asking me there. But in terms of, the state of where Israel stands now, there is no open desire for any return to a full-scale war. Israel is continuing to assure that its security will be maintained and protected, and it is taking all steps necessary across all of the 7 fronts in which it's been fighting a war for the last 2 years to ensure that that is maintained. Now, whether that be ongoing strikes inside Gaza, if needs be, whether it be strikes in Lebanon, the West Bank, even going so far as Iraq, Syria, or Iran, or Yemen, Israel will maintain its security interests in the region to ensure that the militia groups that have targeted in the past will not be able to rearm, will not be able to put Israel back in the position that it was back on October 7th, 2023, when Hamas struck with that disgusting, sickening attack and assault on Israel. So really, the steps that are being taken by Israel are critical at all times to maintain its security in a region that is very hostile, whether we be talking about the environment or whether we be talking about the people in this region. It is certainly a hostile and difficult region to reside in.
Journalists, Middle East experts, we thank you indeed for joining us on News Blitz on Silverbird Television tonight. Thank you.